How are you, Norm?
So far, so good. How about you, Carrie?
All right, thank you. I'm doing fine, thank you.
Is Shelley feeling okay?
She's always felt fine.
Really?
She just still is testing positive.
Is she seriously?
You can. I understand that
That happens all the time.
you can test positive for three to 6 months.
Oh my gosh, so what's that mean for you guys?
We're not sure. Seriously, we really don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of everything.
You think Jacques and Laura will still go?
Oh, I think we'll go if they can go.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah. So anyway, she's taken the at-home test twice, and it's shown up, I mean, just blew her socks off, positive both times she took it. So we're going to take another one this afternoon.
An at-home one?
Yeah. They're about 90% accurate.
They are?
So
Has she called her doctor?
I'm not sure there's anything they can do
Well, that's true.
other
Other than order a
than order another
drill
test.
test, yeah.
Say to keep things,
Do they? Do they?
They don't do anything.
Oh, wow.
Nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Morning, Mayor.
Morning, everybody.
I think we're ready to go. Okay. You're the last one up
come on,
today.
Gary.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everybody. Good to see everybody. We have the approval of the minutes. First thing on our agenda, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved in second. Any questions or corrections to the minutes from last week? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. New business, engineering.
Good morning, Jeremy Grenard, City
Hey, Jer-
Engineer.
Morning, Jeremy.
Our first item of business is change order number 1, which is the final change order for the South 9th Street Sidewalk Reconstruction Project. The purpose of the change order was to do additional undercutting when we found some soft soils underneath of the old sidewalk when we pulled it up. And we also added some detectable warning plates at one of the radii. This increased the number of detectable warning plates that we needed for that particular ramp. The amount of the change order is $2,645, bringing the total contract amount to $100,200 for a total change order percentage of 2.71%, and we're requesting your approval.
Thanks. Chair, entertain a motion to approve change order number 2 on South 9th Street sidewalk reconstruction.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Tell me about these DWP plates.
The detectable warning plates.
Where are they going on this?
That
You said there's a ramp. What ramp are you talking about?
So a curb, just a regular curb ramp, at like if you go out here to 5th and South Street, you see those the little domes, those
Yeah.
are detectable warning plates for
Okay.
blind pedestrians.
Okay, all right. So this is at what intersection?
This was along South 9th Street where we were doing, there in front of Central Catholic.
Gotcha.
We had one really wide radius, and instead of going parallel or perpendicular to the sidewalk, where we would end up with a large distance between the detectable warning plates and the road, we went ahead and did the entire radius, and
Okay.
that caused us to need additional
That makes sense. I
plates.
didn't understand the terminology, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve this change order. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And our next 2 items of business are in regard to a neighborhood traffic calming circle that was identified in the historic Jefferson Neighborhood Master Plan. These traffic calming circles consist of a small, approximately 15-foot diameter circular concrete island that's placed in the middle of an intersection. We really don't do any other work other than that, just place the circle in the center of the intersection, and it causes drivers to have to, they can't drive straight through the intersection anymore. They have to slow down and
Yeah, navigate it.
around the circle. These are used extensively in some other communities. One in particular is Seattle. They have hundreds of these, and they're very successful there. The intersection where we're going to install this is 10th and Brown Street. And Dennis and Margie have been working with MKSK and the neighborhood to determine how the center of it will be hardscaped. The hardscape isn't included in what we're bringing to the board this morning. This is just build the traffic circle itself. We got 3 quotes. Dixon was at $11,950. Heartland was at $12,300, and Wise Choice Concrete was at $15,100. And we'd like to proceed with a contract with Dixon, who submitted the lowest responsive quote for $11,950, and we're requesting your approval.
Okay, good. Let's get this on the table. Chair entertain a motion to approve this contract at 10th and Brown Street with Dixon.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Questions? What prompted this type of response to that? Was it speeding? Was it?
Can I comment maybe just quickly?
Sure.
I'll put just a little, well, not the engineering part, but as Jeremy said, you know, we have worked hard with the Wabash neighborhood to do a neighborhood plan. We've really made a process of doing that with MKSK. And so a couple weeks ago, we finished up the neighborhood plan for Historic Jeff, and I went down there on a Sunday for the ice cream social and kind of celebrated getting through this process. One of their main complaints throughout the process and even before was the way that people speed down 10th Street because there's no stop signs through there. And again, you know, do you make them all 4-way stops? Do you do different things? And so through the process of working through the neighborhood, this design and what some other communities are doing, and eventually, because I saw the pictures and we had to vote, you know, with the little stickers and stuff, they'll put a piece of public art in there or some other type of thing that the neighborhood is going to design and work on together. So it creates a little piece of public art at the same time, and it's not a full-scale like roundabout. There's not room there to do that and stuff, but it just makes people just enough that they can't just, you know, whip through the intersection and then create a little visual impact for the neighborhood too. So this really is part of the neighbors coming together, working with MKSK, talking to Jeremy to come up with something. So it's kind of our inaugural first step of implementing their neighborhood revitalization plan that they've been working on for months now, like we did with Wabash Avenue, which led to Wabash Walls and some other murals and things like that. So we're in the same process, and I think we're probably looking at doing maybe the Lincoln neighborhood next for a comprehensive neighborhood plan, because the MKSK is doing a good job, and we're actually getting plans done and getting things done with the plan. So that's just a little background.
I appreciate that. Over in that area, if you're not driving through there all the time, you don't know where the stop signs are. You don't know when to stop. When you proceed, you're stopping where you don't need to, and you're not stopping where you need to. And it's that area and neighborhoods like it, or if you're not traveling there regularly and you know the territory, it can be a little.
Well, I think this is a good step. And
I do too.
We can test it, right?
Yep.
See how it works out and collect information and then go from there. If we want
I think it's a visible investment you're making in the neighborhood.
Trust me, they're very excited.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, great.
What's the timeline on that? It may have been here and I missed it, but
As far as building this, we're going to ask for a notice to proceed
Right
now.
now.
and then-
today, but I mean, the
Yeah, very
length of
shortly, we'll be constructing it.
like, how long will it take?
Oh, it'll take them about a week once they get started.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really quick. Oh,
It's very
that's
fast.
great.
So there's nothing they need to do.
That doesn't include the hardscaping in the central
Right.
island.
Right.
but-
There's nothing they need to do digging down into the street with sewers and water and all the things below and any utilities below that. You don't need to worry about that stuff.
No, because this isn't a very
Right.
deep
Right. It's just a
excavation.
shallow,
Exactly.
surfaceable sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I would add that this is almost as much about placemaking as it is speed reduction.
I think it's, great.
Yeah.
It's one stone that kills two birds. Good.
Yep.
We have a motion, a second, to approve this improvement, don't we? We have a motion, a second. Any other further questions?
I just, I'm excited about it because maybe it'll be successful in bringing into the concept of speed humps and speed bumps, which I think ought to be banned. I don't like any of those.
Can't say that I disagree with you.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
So we have a motion, a second. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And then next, we have notice to proceed effective immediately for the 10th Street and Brown Street traffic calming circle, and we're requesting your approval.
Chair, entertain a motion to approve the notice proceeding the same project.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Lafayette Housing Authority. Morning.
I'm Ashley. I'm with the Lafayette Housing Authority. I'm a project manager. So I have one thing on the agenda today. We're going to be talking about the agreement between the City of Lafayette and the Tippecanoe County Council on Aging doing business as the Tippecanoe Senior Center for their SHARP program, which is the Senior Home Assistance Repair Program. This program provides housing rehabilitation and repair services to very low, and moderate income seniors and persons with disabilities who remain in their owner-occupied homes, and the funding awarded for this project is in the amount of $35,000.
Okay, thank you. Let's get this and see if anybody has any questions. Chair, I entertain a motion to approve this agreement between the City of Lafayette and Tippecanoe County Council on Aging.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? Is my memory incorrect, but I think at one time this was in the high 40s or $50,000 number?
I'm pretty new, but I think I've seen that number on a
Yeah.
couple of the past year's applications.
Okay. And we feel we'll take care of the demand that we have for the service?
I think so, yes.
Okay, good. It's an important service. Other comments or questions? So we have a motion, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, same sign. Thank you. Thanks.
Good morning, Valerie Oakley, Project Manager with Lafayette Housing Authority. The first item I have on the agenda is an amendment to the agreement between Lafayette Housing Consortium and Faith Community Development Corporation for their 2018 Project Number 2 on North 19th Street. This amendment will extend the ending date of the agreement to October 31st to allow us to finish the paperwork and close the project in the HUD database.
Okay, thank you. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this amendment for Faith on their 2018 allocation.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions or comments on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item I have is an agreement between the Lafayette Housing Consortium and Faith Community Development Corporation for their 2020 through 2021 CHOTO operating funds. This was for our program year 2020, and the agreement's in the amount of $21,004. And Faith was well, we'll get it on the agenda, and then I'll answer questions.
Okay, Chair, entertain a motion to approve this agreement for 2020 and through 2021.
So moved.
Moved, is there a second? Moved and seconded. Questions?
What projects are currently underway with Faith? Do we know?
Yes, they have, they are planning projects. This agreement will cover a project that was finished on North 19th Street. So the CHOTO operating requirements are that they plan and try to develop a project. So during the program year 2020, they were planning additional projects as well as finishing up the North 19th Street project and another project. So they actually accomplished two during our COVID slowdown program year. So they are working with us to plan their next project. Again, it's on North 19th Street, and then moving forward from there.
So a second house on North 19th Street.
Yes, that's what the proposal is. That's what we're evaluating now.
Thank you.
So I have a question. This is 2020, and we're going to be talking about 2021, right? The next one is 2021.
Yes.
I thought the entire allocation for 2020 should have been gone. How can there be more money available?
So for 2020, the home funds roll over from program year to program year.
Uh-huh.
Faith was very patient with me, and I did not get the contract presented. So they've been working and they've been doing their
Okay.
requirements. So
This is more on us than it is on them.
it's all on me.
Oh, well,
to
that's
try to
fine,
get-
but I just want to understand why we're looking at 2020. We should have done this, in other words, if we could have, we'd have done this last year.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And it kept getting delayed and buried.
Yeah.
And they were very patient. So
Okay.
they've met their responsibilities, and I do have claims for their time to be able to get that drawn out and then close out the paperwork on it fairly quickly.
Yeah, so this money will be expended pretty shortly.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a motion, a second, to approve this agreement, do we not? Okay, and anybody have any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, thank you.
Thank you. The next item I have is the agreement between the Lafayette Housing Consortium and Faith Community Development Corporation for total operating funds for the 2021-2022 program year. This agreement's in the amount of $24,254. And I should add that the Faith Community Development Corporation has been recertified as a CHOTO we have to do that for each agreement. So they have also met those recertification qualifications. And so then this agreement will cover their actions up through June 30th of 2022.
Okay, Chair, entertain a motion to approve this agreement for CHOTO operating funds for Faith for 21-22.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
moved and seconded, questions on this?
Is there a requirement every time that the HUD money is pumped into a CHOTO for operating expenses? That's what this is essentially, right?
That's correct.
For them to begin planning an additional project?
The only requirement is that they plan at least one project. They technically, in the regulations, they don't even have to start a project or finish a project, but it is expected that they will. So they have satisfied that by finishing up old projects or looking to start new projects or actually starting construction on a new project.
Okay. So we have one project on the books, North 19th Street currently,
Yes,
and an expectation that there'll be potentially an additional project in the planning stage.
yes. They are looking ahead, and they do have multiple properties that they will present for us for evaluation, do the early environmentals and evaluating the budgets and all of that before we bring it to another contract for you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Valerie, how many CHOTOs do we funnel money to?
We have two CHOTOs, Faith CDC and then New Chauncey Housing Incorporated. New Chauncey Housing Incorporated has started to do some work on this. So they've expanded their area to cover some areas of Lafayette, but they, due to the housing cost, the market, and their own internal restructuring, they have not come forward for their funds. We'll be working with them to see if they want to continue that. So they'll have to get recertified and all of that when they do come forward.
I would imagine the recertification process, I would guess, is not all that easy. I don't know. Is it difficult?
Well, it's not difficult to maintain it. I did bring my checklist for it. It is making sure that the mission is spelled out in their bylaws as housing as one of their mission goals. It's making sure that their budgets are appropriate, that they've had their financials reviewed. We do check to make sure that they're still current with the business entity report with the state. So once, and there are other things, their board has to have a 1/3 representation of low-mod areas. So once they get set up, and it's just a continuation of that we verify that nothing has changed. And we ask them to certify that nothing has changed. If there's a gap, or if they let one of those items lapse, then they have to go back and have their board reaffirm things and things like that.
Okay. So these are organizations that are not-for-profit organizations organized as not-for-profit organizations?
Yes,
Yeah, with the housing as their focus?
as one of their focuses.
Yeah, as one of their
yes.
focuses, okay. Would we welcome new Chodos?
We would. There's not a lot of money available. We are limited to the amount of Chodo operating out of each grant that we can give. So sometimes it's not financially feasible for the Chodos to become, or for the agencies to become Chodos. And that's why several of the past ones have fallen off and decided not to move forward with that.
Okay.
The state also has Chodo requirements, so sometimes if we can work and just duplicate both efforts, but the state money doesn't come into our jurisdiction. So there's no easy path to,
Down our door to be a Chodo.
Well, I understand that. I understand that. If somebody wanted to beat down the door, would they contact you?
yes, I'd be happy to talk with them about it.
Okay. All right. We have a motion, a second, to approve this agreement. Any further questions? Sorry to take so long. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Claims.
Good morning, Jeremy Deal, City Controller. You have a docket before you with claims totaling $3,295,314.91. The Controller's Office has reviewed claims and asked for the board's approval.
Thanks, Jeremy. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the docket. Never done that before.
So moved.
Never approved the docket before. I just had to say that. I'm kidding.
Well, you know.
Okay.
Until he's kind of retired.
Oh, God. Okay, so we have a motion, a second, to approve the claims that are on the docket. Okay. Anybody have any questions on claims?
On Big 15, the UBO office rent. Can you clarify that for me? UBO, I'm
Yes,
not keeping up.
I think we had some employee turnover in the office down there, and there was an invoice or a rent payment that was skipped for a few months, and just noticed when we're reviewing revenue for budgeting purposes, so.
Utility billing office.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, yeah, utility billing office. So the utility billing office pays the city rent for the space in City Hall. $1,800 a month?
Yeah, I just lost track of the acronym.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
That's it.
Any questions from anybody else? Have a motion, a second, to approve the claims. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
We have, first on our miscellaneous part of our agenda, the open house for Caldwell Banker. Shook. Charlie?
Good morning, Gary and members of the Board of Works. My name is Charlie Shook. My two cousins, Jim Shook and Steve Shook, and I are partners in a local real estate brokerage operation that trades under the name Coldwell Banker. And we recently moved to a new office building and would like to host realtors know how to do open houses, so we'd like to host an open house on Wednesday and Thursday, September 15th and 16th. The purpose of the move was the wonderful building we occupied, formerly the Sportsman, was really designed for a professional service organization in the 1990s and 2000s, and it simply didn't fit our needs anymore. It was too big, too many wonderfully opulent common areas, 3 sets of stairs, 6 bathrooms, just all sorts of things that were no longer necessary for a group of agents who are mobile and work on the fly. For that same reason, when we have an open house in the new building, we don't have the large spaces that we had before. So we would like to obtain permission to close the half of Fifth Street that's in front of our building between 4 and 7 on both the 15th and the 16th. We have sent good neighbor letters to our friends nearby. Granite happens to be the owner of the property across the street, the apartments, and the manager of the apartments above us. We've spoken to the 2 businesses across the street from us, have spoken to Anthony Caudron, and have had written and verbal communications with Civic Theater and Bullhops, and have received their support and hope they will attend.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Charlie, let's get this on the docket here. Speaking of dockets, I'm gonna use that all day long today. So this special event request for Caldwell Bank Shook open house, September 15th and 16th. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this event.
Absolutely.
Second.
I take absolutely in a second. That's good. And this is the closing of the Fifth Street between the, in front of your facility for the 2 times that you're mentioning here. Anybody have any questions for Charlie?
Charlie, it looks like one lane is left open in the picture.
That's correct. We want to close just one half, so traffic will be able to go through, but probably more importantly, Civic has a production on Thursday night, and we'll be done by 7. They open their doors at 7, but you know how things go. People tend to linger, and we'll be able to allow their traffic to get through.
Other questions?
There will be food.
Food.
So can the residents above the Shook Agency graze both nights?
I don't know how we would prevent that from happening. The Wednesday night will be for our friends in the realtor world, real estate world, and then Thursday will be for the community.
That's great. Congratulations. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate your time.
We have a hands-on transportation event. We have a representative. Good morning.
I'm Matt Bishop, the facility manager with Imagination Station. We're going to be having our hands-on transportation event, our annual hands-on transportation event again this year. It's going to be a completely free event taking place on September 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're looking to close the Cincinnati Street between 3rd and 4th to allow us to have some more room to be able to park vehicles for kids to be able to look at.
Great. Let's get this on the docket. See, I did it again. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the special event request.
So moved.
Second. Any questions for Matt on this? Seems it's always a good event. I think you have good turnout, and it's another community engagement opportunity for all of us. So it's terrific. So thank you for doing it. Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thanks. Good luck.
I have one question for you. How long have we been doing this?
So this will be our 20th year of doing the event. Last year's was completely virtual using 360 cameras and photos. So this will be our first year back in person. So this will be our major fundraising event for Imagination Station as it's still closed due to COVID-19.
I remember taking my son to it, and he's now 30. So,
Yeah.
Surprised you
Thank
weren't
you.
there as a child. Fascinating.
I'm not sure the building was built when I was there.
That's okay, team. Next, we have a banner request. In Chair, entertain a motion to approve the banner request.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
This is Tippecanoe County Historical Association. We have a motion, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Mayor, any comments this morning? Okay, anybody have any comments for the board? If not, meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Norm, you just like to climb on those trucks.